Good morning. We are ready to rock and roll here this morning. Good morning. We are ready to rock and roll here this morning. Just waiting for Josh here to come. Good morning. We are ready to rock and roll here this morning. Just waiting for Josh here. We are live. Fans Perspective. Breakfast with Josh and Tyson. Just waiting for Josh to log on, and we are rocking and rolling. -9 here where we are. Had a skiff of snow overnight, and yeah, little cooler out than I'd like. Just like I said, momentarily waiting for Josh. Apologize. Yesterday we missed the show. We had some things going on, didn't quite work out, but we're back tomorrow. Join us as we will be making our sports select pick tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna pick the max games for Sunday's NFL, and we'll see if we can win a little money. Time will tell how smart we really are, how smart we really think we are. But yeah, a little bit of fun. So join us tomorrow morning for the Fans Perspective Sports Select Pick. We're each throwing in $5. If in the future you guys want to join in with us and swing 5 our way and get on the ticket, we will do so. We will gladly up the bet and see what we can make. Once again, we're just waiting for Josh to log on, and we're golden. On Tuesday, we had the wrong YouTube link on, and it went to Josh Schmaltz Zoom meeting. So if you want to check that out on Tuesday, YouTube Josh Schmaltz Zoom meeting, and we are on there. Been having all kinds of YouTube issues with the Fans Perspective broadcasts, so it's been crazy. All of them are on Spotify and wherever you get your podcast. They're all on there, but we've been missing the YouTube part. Monday didn't work at all. Tuesday went to the wrong link. Yesterday we never got a show done, so we're starting fresh here on Thursday. Once again, just waiting for Josh to tune in. I can give you the scores here, I guess. Last night's scores in the NHL: Philadelphia 3, Carolina 1. Edmonton with a huge comeback victory. They needed that badly. Never played real well, but they got the W. 4-3 over Seattle. Kane with 3 goals in the last 7 minutes. And the Oilers get the big victory. Kane was on fire. Josh will be joining us momentarily. Colorado 8-2 winners over Anaheim. What a blowout. And Vancouver over New York Islanders 4-3 in overtime. So not a big schedule last night, but hey, it counts. The Oilers won. They didn't play great. Connor McDavid still is not looking great, but the Oilers got a victory. In the NBA, Dallas 130, Washington 117, Philadelphia losers to Boston, 117-107. Toronto losers to Milwaukee, 128-112. And the New York Knicks over the Atlanta Falcons, 116-114. Final game of the night, Orlando over the Chicago Bears, 96-94. So here the boss comes on momentarily. Holy Jesus.
Tyson.
Good morning. How's she going? How's she going, buddy?
1 second. All right, are you there?
I am here. I can hear you. You were froze, but you're not now. So we are golden.
Perfect. Right on. I'm here.
All right. I just fire the podcast thing up. We're live on YouTube. I've been given some scores. I talked about a little hockey.
Awesome.
Give the hockey games. There was only 4 last night. We went over the NBA scores, which is kind of a snoozer. But
yeah, well, just not our thing. That's all.
No. And I give a brief outline as to what's exciting tomorrow morning. So we will be doing our very first Sports Select pick live here on the Fans Perspective. So,
and don't take us to the bank, but if you want to, you go for it. But hold us accountable for nothing.
So, how are things this morning, my friend? You've had your youngest girl had tonsil surgery and adenoid and the whole 9 yards. I have had that. I can really sympathize because that was hell. I was 30 though. How are you this morning? How's Lily doing?
She's good. She's sleeping right now with her mom, and the boys are up driving me nuts. No, last night was a million times better than the previous 2 nights.
Yeah, it just like that, you'll flip a switch.
Yeah. Hopefully we switch it. She's been moaning and groaning, and when you're 7, you just you don't know what to do other than just cry and sob, and so it's been the last couple nights have been a little rough, but she's tough, and during the day she's good. It's just at night it seems to really attack. Like that's when you rest and your body feels the most pain, kind of.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I feel her pain. I was 30 and all I could do is cry. So what the hell,
I cry all the time too, but it's generally just because I'm a Flames fan, a Ravens fan, and a Rider fan. So crying is pretty natural for me as well.
Today is a big day. You are a Raven fan. Big game tonight.
It is a huge game. I'm a little nervous. It is huge. It means a lot. It's a divisional game. It's prime time. It's and it's a bounce back game for both. So both are going to be hungry. Both lost on Sunday and shouldn't have.
We finally have a good primetime game. It seems like it's been weeks.
Every primetime game this weekend is a stud. So let's go.
Well, not Sunday night so much because
what you got Sunday night. Actually, I know that the Chiefs play the Eagles Monday night.
Yeah, you got the Denver Broncos on Sunday night versus where am I here? Denver Broncos versus Minnesota. So,
hopefully Dobbs destroys them. But honestly, how does Denver get so many primetime games? Oh my God, they're just the worst.
Their head coach is how I guess he's a headliner, right?
What the hell? Well, he's not throwing the football.
No, he isn't. So tonight, Bengals Ravens. What do you seeing is going to happen?
Well, if it goes by what has happened this year, off and on, I would say the Ravens are going to win just because every time they lose, they seem to be like, all right, guys, let's go. Like, this is stupid. And they come back and they beat the Detroit Lions and crush them. They come back and they, dismantle the Seattle Seahawks. And, I don't know if it's going to be the same repetitive shit again. I guess we win tonight, which I'll take. But I'd really hope that 2 weeks from now, we don't just have a snoozer and lose again to a team we shouldn't. So I'd rather just find some consistency in our game, maybe. Like, that would be good. So I don't know. It's going to be tough. It is not going to be a cakewalk. I think it's going to be close. And it's going to come down to that fourth quarter and who possesses the ball the most. And we'll see. I'm going for a Ravens win tonight just because I know they're pissed off. Yeah, I'm going for a Ravens win, and it sounds like they're going to hand the ball off to Keaton Mitchell more than 3 times because one game 138 yards on 5 carries, the next game 90 yards on 3 carries, and then they stopped giving it to him. So I think if they just give that young kid the ball, I mean that's a game changer there. I mean he's averaging 18 yards a carry, a touchdown and a half a game. I mean, give the kid the ball. I do not understand why they stopped using him in the third and fourth last week.
That's a no-brainer, you would think, right? But
Well, they asked Harbaugh, and he said, "I don't actually know." He wasn't in control of that, and he said, "But it will change going forward." He said, "I
yeah,
assume because he's a rookie coming off injury, they just wanted to really put him in there lightly." He goes, "But I think that was a bad decision." And I'm like, "Yeah, no shit, no shit, it was a bad decision."
hindsight's always 2020, and they are facing a desperate team because the Bengals need it. It's kind of like Buffalo. They needed it on Sunday. They didn't do it. Buffalo
Yep,
has
you're
fired
right.
their offensive coordinator since that loss.
They have, and then there's been, football. Trevon Diggs, who is Stephon Diggs' brother, comes
Yeah.
out and tweets, 14's got to get out of there. Josh Allen didn't have any good stats till he showed up. And it's like, oh my God, why do you have to create this shit? Just shut up, stay in your own lane. You play for the Cowboys.
Yeah, Buffalo's a bit of a mess. Like there's some
It is.
infighting going. I think you blow it up after this year and you start fresh with Josh Allen, of course. He's your young quarterback.
Yeah, you got to keep Josh Allen. You got to build something else around him. Stephon Diggs is obviously a problem. I've seen him blow up on the sidelines a million times. I mean, he gets 10 to 12 targets a game. You got to shut up, man. Be happy with that. Most guys never get that many. You're already a stud receiver. But he's just one of those ignorant, arrogant dudes, and I don't like him, never have. Even when he played with the Vikings, never liked him. So yeah, I think you're right. It didn't work out. They've been holding on because they thought this was the right team. It isn't. And I think after this season, you make a bunch of changes. But I like sticking with Josh Allen. You got to give him that one more 3-year contract type thing and make sure he's not the guy before you get rid of him.
And he is signed, but if I'm the GM,
I just get rid of him.
Yeah, you want to just get rid of him, do you?
I don't think you can get rid of him. I mean, it's not Josh Allen. You got to stick with him one more set of whatever contract because he's done a lot. And I just think he needs a fresh new start with guys. There's too much fighting. They were fighting last year. Stephon Diggs was already complaining last year. You get these head cases. You can't just get rid of the quarterback. It's the hardest position to refill, maybe he's not as good as we thought he was, but he's better than 70% of the quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, if I'm the GM, I make this trade all day. You got a receiver in Vegas, Davante Adams, who is disgruntled. I'm flipping Stephon Diggs to Vegas for Davante Adams. And that's where I start there.
Agreed.
I probably am getting a new head coach in because, I'm trying to think of his name, who's the head coach, Sean McDermott. And, he's had enough time now. They've had some failures, so I'm probably retooling my coaching staff as well.
Yeah, I think you're bang on there. And I think going for a one receiver to a one receiver, they both need a fresh new place because poor Davante Adams doesn't even get a target, and Stephon Diggs thinks he's Jesus. So I think Vegas is the perfect place for him. Give him Jimmy G. Enjoy it, buddy. Welcome to 2 targets a game, and you're an idiot.
And Buffalo also needs another receiver. Like they got the young tight end, Keith Kincaid. But they still need another wideout. They don't really have that yet.
No, they don't have any help besides those 2 guys. And they don't really have a running game. They got that Cook kid who is going to be good, but they got to use him better. They at certain times I look and he's on the bench and I'm just like, I don't understand. That kid should just be a workhorse at this point. I guess that's coaching.
It is. And they also need I would say a retool of front linemen. They're getting a little long in the tooth. Von Miller, you can list them all across. They're older team now.
They are. 2 years ago, they were young or right in their prime. And
Yeah,
now not so much. And there's holes everywhere, and you can see it big time.
yeah, and there's other young teams coming, right? There
Oh
really
yeah.
are. Like the
I mean,
Chargers at some point will make a step.
yeah, the Chargers will. The Texans are already making a small step, and that step will get larger in the next couple years.
They're in
Um,
the playoffs as we speak. The
oh yeah,
Chargers.
they are. You bet they are. And just think when he starts to get a number 1 and 2 receiver over there, like a legit, because someone's going to want to go there and play now.
Oh, I
They
would
know
think
they've
so.
got a
Yeah,
gunslinger.
yeah. I would say you're probably gonna see some high profile, young guy. Would Justin Jefferson, because rumor has it there is a little distension in Minnesota. The Vikings are 5-0 without Justin Jefferson and one
Yeah,
and four with him this year.
yeah, it's true. I mean, that Addison kid came out of nowhere and kind of filled them shoes easily. So if
Yes,
you can fill them shoes, I mean, he's not as prolific, but winning games is all that matters. And if they're winning games, what do you need prolific for?
yeah, and Justin Jefferson, you'll get a ton for because he is a
Um,
young, low-paid receiver at this stage.
yep. Oh yeah. It would be, I think it would be a really cool move. I mean, if you're a Vikings fan, I'd be like, no, 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 you never get rid of your guy. But as an
Yeah,
outsider looking in, it only makes sense to me. Um, I mean, they haven't needed him. Like obviously their team is good enough, the way that it is. And I think that'd be really cool. The stuff that they could pull in for him would be crazy, like crazy.
not only him, but they can trade the rights away to Kirk Cousins, so someone gets an early negotiating window.
Yep.
So I don't know what you'll get there, but you'll get some kind of draft pick or some compensation, right?
Oh,
And
the right team would give up a bit, man, because there's a few teams that have no quarterback, and Kirk Cousins would be a welcome to probably 10 teams in this league, like a welcome. Like there are some dog shit quarterbacks out there.
there is, and I got to give my kudos to him. Last night I was looking at statistics, and Kirk Cousins has missed 2 or 3 games now, not sure exactly. He's still in the top 10 in passing.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, that's because they're always behind. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
got to throw the whole time. That's why CJ Stroud has so many yards too. It's been so many come from behinds, like just changes
Stroud is
everything.
second in the league in passing.
Yeah, he's been behind almost every game and had to try and come back.
Yeah, yeah, but
So
but some people are giving him like he's like number 2 quarterback in the league. I'm not there yet. He's still a
no,
rookie.
no. I'm saying he's in the top 10 this year, though. Yep, I'm putting him up there. Yep, but yeah, top 2, no, no. That even guys that don't have good records, there are guys that are up there that are doing things like there's so many bigger things like the Hurts, the Mahomes, the even Burrow's had some flashes again where he's been playing great. It's his defense has let him down a bit.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen has definitely fallen out of that. Poor Justin Herbert has fallen out of that. But yeah, top 2, that's a bit of a stretch for a rookie. He's had a couple great comebacks. But he's also had a lot of bounces go his way this year too.
No different than Connor Bedard. TSN gives him the top 50 nod, and he never played a game in the NHL. And
Yeah, it's just
I
weird.
can't do that. I can't do
Yeah,
that.
you got to see it first. Now Bedard has been proving people wrong the last 10 days, but
Mhm.
before the fact, you're not allowed to do that. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. They have no idea. Stepping
No.
foot on that ice is totally different than anything he's ever done.
So we're going to switch to hockey a bit. And before we get to the NHL, I want to bring up a couple of things. Another coach in the Western Hockey League, the head coach of the Swift Current Broncos, suspended for an on-ice altercation, I will call it.
Yep.
So craziness happening in the hockey world. These coaches, there's 2 or 3 suspended in the WHL right now because of they word it so politically. It's funny, actually. It's like I can't remember how they word it, due to some kind of rule breaking of some sort, right? That they are suspended indefinitely. So
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, I probably like this guy's case. I probably understand his frustration. He broke a kid's stick, slashed it out of his hand, smashed it at anger. Kid probably wasn't skating very hard. Probably living millennial lifestyle of not doing jack shit at practice, and the coach finally lost it. But at the end of the day, you can't do that. Like there are certain things that coaches get away with and can't. And maybe back in the day it wouldn't have mattered because
Yeah,
there was no rules and nobody watching. But
exactly.
under the light that everybody is now, I get it. He was warned once already previously to an altercation, like you advised me yesterday. So this is
Yeah.
the second. This is the second one. I mean, to be honest, last 2 years ago, I grabbed a kid's stick in U9 and I chucked it against the boards because he absolutely wouldn't listen. He was sitting on the ice, and I never got fired. So I don't know. I got a bit of a soft spot for that one because I lost my cool on a 8-year-old child, and he may have been my own, but still, I grabbed that stick and I chucked it. It didn't break, but
Um,
so I get it. But the rules are the rules, and you got to know everything is watched and scrutinized now, and you can't make that mistake anymore. Like I hate new school, but you're living in it, and you know that when you sign up nowadays.
yeah. And Devin Prott is the head coach we were talking about. So
Devin
I just
Propp.
brought, yeah. The other interesting thing comes up yesterday. Got a memo late yesterday afternoon from Sask Hockey. Officials will be mandated effective yesterday that they will have to wear a neck guard doing minor hockey games.
Okay. I knew the neck guard stuff was going to come down the line. I never even thought about the refs, but I mean, yeah, I mean, they're just as at risk too, right? I mean, it's a fast game. Anything could happen.
Yeah, so the whole neck guard thing is coming. I wonder, like the junior leagues got it implemented already, of
Yep.
course. I wonder how long, until we see it grandfathered into the NHL.
Yeah, I
Them
agree.
are
Like
million
I don't
dollar
own one.
players. You don't
I
own
don't
one.
own one. No, I
Oh, you're a
ordered one the other
goalie.
day. I
Goalie
know,
doesn't
but
really.
we don't really do much, but now I'm petrified. I'm like, I seen one guy die. I was like, poor bastard. That's terrible. Our condolences to him and his family. And now I'm thinking about it too, though. It's got everybody thinking
Yeah,
about it. Like
Adam Johnson. Well, I went for a skate the other night. My feet hurt so bad. I don't know if I want to skate ever again in my life.
I
That
haven't
first That first skate is brutal, man.
I haven't done it yet, so I might not. But I've taken the kids lots, but they're old enough now. I throw the pucks on the ice. I tell them what I want them to work on, and they go out and they do their drills. And Parker's all about his shot. Levi is stick handling with his head up. So that's what we're working on. And I just sit there and I videotape and have a coffee.
I'm not sure why they can't make like a pair of Hey Dudes with blades on. Like those fit like a slipper.
Dude, I would take a pair of Crocs at this point. Those skates are terrible.
The older you get, the more you hate them.
Yeah. I
But
feel
I
ya.
still love skating. Just my feet do not like it.
Yeah, I agree. My feet take the most beating. Even last year, I remember the feet were the worst part. And it must be as you get older, things just get different. Yeah.
Well, I'm probably carrying, a little more weight on those feet, on those blades.
Yeah, we both are. There's no doubt. Yeah.
And for some reason, and it's very odd and unknown, that they don't seem to feel very good. Are you there, sir? For some reason, I don't know if you're froze or I lost you or whatnot, but there you go.
There we go. Yeah. I don't know why it froze there. I got the kids off the internet here, but welcome to SaskTel. I got to switch to Starlink like you.
Yeah. One more thing that I was going to bring up, an interesting hockey thing. So you're frozen.
I don't know why today this doesn't make any sense. I'm full bore here on Wi-Fi. It says 100%.
Yeah. Oh, there we got you. Anyways, some other
I can hear you. I've heard you perfectly clear.
Yeah, from other hockey news is now the gentleman in the Adam Johnson incident has been charged with manslaughter over there.
Yeah, I saw that. It's I don't know what to say about it. There's lots of hockey guys that they think there's enough evidence of it, just the way that he moved and jumped and that it looked violent, and that's not a regular hockey move.
Yeah. What scares me is if that is, if he gets charged and it goes through, It's probably going to affect a lot of these leagues because, man, can you go out there and play hockey the way, because it could be accidental. And if you're liable, wow.
That scares me. Yeah, because that absolutely scares me just because of that. I mean, how I don't know how you can make him liable. There, it's just I get it. It's not a regular hockey move. His leg came up, but I mean, it's a fast game. You know it as good as I do. That game happens fast, and sometimes you do lose control of your body, man. I've seen hits that are outrageous. So I pray that he didn't do it on purpose. But my thing is, unless he admits to it, that's got to slide through, even if he did mean to do it. And that's no slight to the family. I am so sorry. What a horrible loss for Adam Johnson. That's terrible. But I just cannot imagine a man at that speed could mean to slice a man's throat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's the timing, even if you meant to do it, would be impossible to make happen, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not the smartest man. I don't know everything, but it's a slippery slope once they start doing that. Who's even going to want to play hockey now?
Exactly. And I don't know. He might have intended on and laying a good hit on him and knocking him loose. I don't think there was an intent to really hurt him badly.
No, I think maybe an intent to really put some pain on this man, maybe take him out for a period or two. But the fact that his throat got slit and the man died, it absolutely was unintentional.
No, I think that too. And man, who knows where we're going with this whole gig in hockey and sports in general. And
sports in general.
Yeah. Crazy though. Back to a little football, like the injuries. Since we had our last thing, Deshaun Watson, sorry.
Yeah.
Broken bone in his shoulder or whatever, out for the season.
He just needs a better masseuse.
I guess so. Hopefully it's a male, because I don't think he should have a female masseuse.
He's not allowed around the females anymore.
But the injuries are crazy in every sport, it seems like.
Yeah. Well, these guys are training harder, hitting harder, they're faster. You know what? I'm a firm believer. If I was an athlete, I would look like John Daly. He said you can't pull fat and it's hard to break it. So me and John Daly, we got that in common. I'm telling you. I mean,
Phil Kessel's another one.
Phil Kessel, baby, like unreal.
Yeah. I wonder if they're not overdoing it now and their body is actually fatigued a bit.
It is, and these supplements help get them up so they don't feel fatigued. So they've got all these uppers, and they're not uppers as in like cocaine or anything, but they are uppers as in their supplements. And I'm telling you, that's a fake thing that you're putting in your body. There's natural, there's a natural way to do it. And I mean, that's why Tom Brady lasted so long. He never took a supplement. He was all natural. Like he was eating raw foods, doing stuff like that. And he survived a long time. These new guys
eat beef. That's all I can say.
Eat beef, baby. Canadian beef. I'll eat that all day long. Yeah.
Big fat steak about that thick. And
you know what? I'm going to make a steak tonight. I think I'm in. Thursday night football, I got hockey practice. I'm going to come home and have a steak for the game. Thank you, Tyson.
I think you should, because for some reason, the steaks were popping up on Instagram last night as I'm scrolling through, and I'm like, son of a bitch, I just ate and I'm hungry now.
They pop up every night for me. It's terrible. Either that or damn pizza pops up all day for me.
I know. It's crazy. But I do love a steak. I could eat steak every night.
Me too. Windsor just gave me 4. He just butchered and he dropped them off and just said, here, these are yours. So I've got 4 nice T-bones and I might grill one tonight. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, it's a little colder out today. I noticed this morning, skiff of snow here. And
yep, same here.
-9. I hate this. This is like yesterday was perfect.
Yesterday was so nice, but let's switch gears. I actually watched my first ever Oiler game last night because of Parkman. It was just fun, and it was a great comeback.
It was.
Sandra Kane had just a fantastic second half of that game. The Kraken had multiple opportunities in the first to finish that game already in the first. I think they missed 5 wide open nets. Didn't hit the goalie, missed completely wide. And as I was watching, I was like, you can only miss so many opportunities without it biting you in the ass. And then I left for a bit of the game when Lily was snuggling and wanted to watch the Grinch. Yeah. And I came back in the third and I saw it's 3-1 for Seattle. I was like, okay, well, they got lucky because they missed a lot of opportunities and they're still up. I was like, okay. And then my alerts came on and it's like tie game. I'm like, well, I'm flipping over there. So I caught the last right after he scored the tying goal with a minute left or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the overtime. And then I watched the highlights after and I was like, there we go. Like, it did. Like I always, I'm a firm believer, man. You can't make too many mistakes. You can beat yourself. And Edmonton took full advantage of it. They hung on. They did the Pittsburgh Steelers and they hung on long enough. And sure enough, they walk out with the win and a big win for them.
Huge. And they are starting to get things going. Draisaitl is playing better. McDavid is showing slight bursts compared to what he was. So
he's injured. You can tell he's not the same player.
No.
He's got bursts when he looks like the same player, but that burst is what he always looks like, and he'll get back. He's he's not playing all the ice time. They're doing it right. He's slowly working his way back in. Their biggest issue is definitely defense. Like in the first period, their defense was god awful.
Evan Bouchard is too soft with the puck.
I don't understand. He gave up 3 giveaways. 2 ended up in primetime shots, and luckily one Skinner stopped and one was a complete miss of the wide open net.
Yeah,
but he's got to clean that up because, like I said, they score those 2 opportunities. That game's over just on sloppy defense. Their offense is clicking now. It's coming.
Yeah, it is.
They've got to clean up around their goalie isn't good enough to win them a game. So they've got to help him out and help him build that confidence to get him back to where he was last year. It starts with that defense. And if they can fix that up, they'll be right back where they were last year in a month.
I agree. And Ekholm had a great game last night.
Yes, he did. He's awesome. He's fantastic. I mean, he's your pillar. He's your pillar. Darnell Nurse plays good one period, bad the next, but he's always been that way. That's just who you're going to get with him. He plays a little different. But Bouchard really needs to step up.
Did you see the overtime? If it was, or at the end of the game, there was an empty net, and Darnell Nurse sold himself out to block the empty net shot.
Yeah,
Oilers do not get to overtime without Darnell Nurse last.
That's right. That's what I mean. He's your Jekyll and Hyde, but he's always been that way.
Yeah,
it's never been like, oh, he's so good and then oh, he's so bad. It's just like, God damn it, I don't know from one shift to the next what he's gonna do here. And I think it's because he's had the shoulder so much for so long. It's just his game now. But now he's got that home. I wish he would do a little different for you guys. I mean, for my sake, I hope he goes back to being terrible consistently, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I find the physical Darnell Nurse is an entirely different player than when he's not physical.
Yes, I totally agree. And I like that with everybody. When you're playing physical, you're normally more involved, regardless. There are some guys that go physical and they take themselves out of the play to make a hit. That's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about finishing every check, laying a bit of contact every time you get near someone, not going out of your way. Like there are some guys that when they play physical, they are complete idiots. Like they will take themselves out of every play to make every hit. And it's like, dude, every time you make a hit, there's an odd man rush coming back. You idiot. Yeah.
Yeah. They take themselves out of the play by being that way. And, hats off to Chris Knobloch, the coach last night.
Yes.
Starts overtime with 2 defensemen and a forward because he says if we lose the face-off, and watch other NHL teams do this, we will be defending for a full minute, he said. So
on 3-on-3, right.
Yeah. So the plan was if they win the face-off, one of the defensemen was changing for McDavid, which did not happen because they lost the face-off. So it was kind of a neat coaching idea. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, he's 2-0, and that's a great start. And that's a good start for the players because it gives the players a bit of faith too in him. So yeah, all the kudos to them, man. Last night, like I said, I enjoyed what I watched. Didn't get to watch all of it because Lily was watching the Grinch a bit there, but I definitely enjoyed it. I did flip over to the Colorado game a bit too, just because I like watching Nathan McKinnon quite a bit and Cale Makar.
Yeah.
And they had a really good game again as well. That's a good hockey club. Once again, their goaltending isn't great, but last night they didn't allow many shots, so it didn't matter.
No,
but I'm not sold on their goalies.
They win 8-2, and I was just going to mention one other thing is the first thing Chris Knobloch did is he moved the boys around in the dressing room. Defensemen, you sit together. Forwards, you sit together. Goalies, you sit together. Not sit beside your buddy. No, you guys are sitting in groups. So when you're in here, you talk to your partner. So Nurse and Cece sit beside each other, and Ekholm and Bouchard sit beside, all within the defensive group.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's cool, man. Those are things I definitely would have never really thought of as taking place, but I guess it's no different than any younger hockey. Yeah, you go in there and you always sit just beside your best friend all the time. It's like, yeah, like, Parker and Jason Luca, they all sit together, even though one was a goalie and the other two are D-men. And yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So yeah, he's making some changes. I like the ideas, and I always like new ideas, of course, because we seem to get trapped in doing things a certain way in hockey.
They needed a shakeup.
They
needed a shakeup. So that's great. And that's what the Oilers needed. And I mean, let's be honest, they needed it bad. So it's good for the league. If the Oilers are bad, it's really bad for the league having the best player in the world be on a bad team. So as much as it pains me to say that, and the Flames, there's been some interest in a few players. I best, like, I don't know what the return would be, but if we could move Hannafin, Lindholm, Zadorov, oh God, we'll never move him. I wish. Kadri and Huberdeau, we're stuck with those bozos. But if we could, go for it. But Vladar, I'd like to see gone. Hannafin, Lindholm, Zadorov, I think those are probably our best returns, in my opinion. And well, Zadorov might be the biggest return because Toronto wants him. There's a couple teams that want a big defenseman. I don't know why I call him the big dope, but there's some teams that really are high on him. And I've seen flashes of good. Yeah, he is really physical. And I've seen him skate, but I've also seen him like lose the puck between his legs and then someone pick it up and score twice in one game. I've seen that.
That is true. But if I'm Calgary GM, and I know you talk about Dustin Wolf so highly, I'm moving Markstrom.
Yeah. Well, Markstrom is the tough one, though, just because of the contract. It's harder to move. Vladar's easy because Vladar's actually had like 7 teams reach out and ask for him specifically. And we keep turning him down. Nobody wants Markstrom because of the contract.
But here's the thing. You just got to get a little creative. I don't buy the Ken Hollands of the world and this and that. Well, we can't do nothing because we got cap crunch or cap constraints. Well, how about phoning Philadelphia? They got all kinds of room. Using them as a third broker. If you're willing to move, I think you can do it.
Yeah, there's probably always ways. It just makes it a lot more difficult. And I mean, I would like to see Vladar and Wolf playing because Wolf's going to get more playing time then. If it's Markstrom, but I just can't see the Flames have never been creative. And Conroy is not a creative guy either. He's our new guy. He's an old school player. He's new to the GM role, but he's an old school guy. I can't see him being no Harry Roseman getting creative on stuff. That's not his role.
I will say this, Kyle Dubas is probably the most creative GM out there.
Yeah.
A young guy. I mean, how did he get all of those trades done for Toronto last year? And they were basically had a penny under the cap.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I'm not really sure how that all happened or worked. There might be news come out about that 2 years later. Mafia money, whatever it was, that he made it happen.
He made it happen, and I just think the old boys are just either they're too stubborn or something. But if there's a will, there's a way, man.
Yeah, I mean, if a team needs a goalie, they're going to pay for it. You know what I mean? But I think Markstrom has to put up a few more good games before any team's going to get interested in actually forking the money. True. He's had 2 phenomenal games and then 6 as subpar average games.
But so I'm thinking you can get for Markstrom a first round pick, maybe not even a first, say a second, and you eat half of his contract.
Yeah.
I mean, you're rebuilding. That half of the contract over the next 2-3 years isn't going to affect you a lot because you're a rebuilding team. Your salary structure is low. Plus, if you eat half, you will get a first round pick for that.
Yeah, I think so too. I think if you can get even a late first round pick or mid, I'm all for that move 100%. I mean, I want them to lose every game. And then, of course, as soon as I want them to lose and I publicly announce that they fucking win. So I'm really not sure what's going on there. I'm like, and they win a 2-1 game. Like, I'm like, guys, now you're going to play defense. This doesn't make sense. Stop. Just let them score like you did every other game, you jackasses. Like, I've never been that guy that's been like, yeah. And then I check later. I'm like, they won. Why did they win? What is wrong with them? Like, in a 2-1 game, are you idiots? Like,
Well, the rebuild is on, and I think they'll. I would bet in the last half they're going to make some changes, and
I would like to see it earlier, though. You know, me being me and being a fan, I would love for it to start now.
I would start it now if I was the GM.
Me too. But they said yesterday, like, not they, Gino Reda and
Yeah.
one other guy said, he said, everybody wants it done now. He said, but I will tell you, in 99% of cases, you get your best bang for your buck closer to trade deadline than you do now. He said,
I agree.
And I'm like, well, shit. I want it to start now. The earlier, the sooner we get out of the rebuild. I was like, let's start this thing. But he basically said the value changes. And he said the only thing you risk is your injuries. He's like, from now to then, there could be injuries and you can be stuck with guys. But generally, he said in 90 to 99% of cases, trade deadline is when you want to make your moves.
Yeah. And the other thing is why probably the GM doesn't want to do that necessarily, like Conroy, is because he knows when he does the rebuild, at some point he's going to fall because the team doesn't reach its expectations quickly enough, right?
We don't give these guys enough time. It takes 6 years.
Yeah.
And average is 2.5.
Exactly.
Like, so it's like you feel bad for them. They come in and they got 2.5 years and they already got a dog shit team and they got to rebuild it in 2.5 years. That would be like giving someone the reins to Canada and say, fix what Trudeau did in 6 months. Good luck. He put us 30 years behind. And that's the problem with politics, Tyson. Our next guy's going to get in there. It's going to be conservative, right? Everyone's going to be so mad because he's going to cut out all these giving programs because that's how you get out of debt.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be mad and forget how terrible it was. Vote him out because someone else is going to come in and give free money again. And it's going to be a vicious cycle that continues and continues and continues. You got to give these guys time.
We do know one thing. He's going to axe the tax.
You're going to axe the tax. Yeah. Well, that's the only thing that can come out good because he won't last after that. He'll get his one term, and which is sad. He deserves way more than that, whoever comes in. But it'll never work because liberals, man, they don't understand. They like, well, I used to get a child tax benefit. I got this, I got gas, I got grocery rebate. I'm like, everything you had was 10 times more, but you're looking at the $800 check you got in July once a year or the $400 check you got in October. Are you serious? Are you freaking serious?
I hear you. Now let's just hope people got their heads on because I think Polyev is a good guy and I think he'll turn this ship around a bit.
Well, he'll be more for the West, that's for sure. He'll help us out a little bit more than we are. There's no doubt. He's definitely more West forward. He understands energy and the energy that we produce and all the fossil fuels and all that stuff, all the stuff that our land has for free that we can use in our own country.
And if the West isn't doing well, the transfer payments do not go to the East. Just
that's
so
right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You're 13 billion to Quebec or whatever, or 11 billion to Toronto.
We're like that parent that's still supporting its 45-year-old son. No, that ain't how this works.
Hey, I'm 46. I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be that person would be okay. But let's be honest, it ain't right. I'm pretty sure your old man would be like, shit, I'm getting sick. I'm tired of sending this over there. Goddamn, can't he work? I mean, in Quebec, that's how we feel about you, just so you know.
He snipped the line a long time ago.
Yeah. I didn't make it to 12 and Cam snipped me off already. Yeah,
I'm a drowning fish. I just hate to say it.
He'll come visit me, but then he wants to eat my food.
Yeah, well, hey, I don't blame him. You're an all right chef.
Sometimes the food's edible.
Yeah, you betcha. But I think we're out of time for today. But for those fans watching us on YouTube, I apologize for the last few days. It's been kind of chaotic.
That's my fault, but we're back.
No, Monday was my fault. Tuesday was my fault. I don't know. YouTube was giving us blitzes, but we're back. So please like and subscribe and tune in tomorrow as we'll be making our very first Sports Select picks.
That's right. And hopefully I'll be celebrating a Ravens win and not crying from a wallowing loss, but we'll find out.
We'll find out tomorrow morning, and hopefully Monday morning, we're rich. That's all I can
say. That's all we're saying.
We'll be a thousandaire, hopefully.
Yeah. Be my first time being a thousandaire. It'll be great, Tyson. Yeah.
That will be great. But anyways, tune in tomorrow morning, and we'll catch you then.
See you guys.